Hello again and welcome to Shit Channel for you. As you know, I am in Sweden for a while and visit my relatives in Blekinge. I can't pronounce it really good, but yeah, that's what I am in now. And you maybe wonder, why do I not expose where I am from? Well, here's the thing. I refuse to say where I am from. It's enough that I tell where I have lived. And as you know, I have even growing up in Detroit in US once upon a time. But I won't tell exactly where I live now. Well, that's up to me. There's nothing I can share now. Nothing more. But okay. Here am I again with part 2 when it comes to porn addiction. As you remember from the part 1, I just talking small things about what I think about porn. It is destructive and really dangerous for a human being. It could even hurt physically and mentally. But it's also different from each and anyone. It can hurt both male and females, but in different ways. Females can only feel disgust about that, but few of them can even be addicted to it as well. What about males? You know already the answer. Males can be addicted to it to the core, meaning there's no doubt about that because of whatever male can do. Some of them would go further with everything without to have any concussion about that. Perhaps few males will be able to realize that they are addicted to porn. Others are not. So that we say we could maybe make a guess. Perhaps 25% will realize it, while 75% will not, because we are too busy to watch it. Or maybe scarier, perhaps 20% does it, while 80% doesn't. But here's something I, on the other hand, want to talk about today when it comes to the actors. How do they feel in this case? Alright, you maybe have heard in some medias that each and any of the actors enjoy all this kind of concussion, whatever they do and whatever they are supposed to play. We have heard that before. And then whether it is truth or false, we don't know if that is. Perhaps we can go along with those who maybe admit that it's fun, it's okay, it's alright, it's wonderful. Alright, we could go for it. But what about those actors who feel bad about that? Of course, not everybody expecting to be a porn actor or porn star or whatever. And that's the worst part. As we know exactly, there is many of them who go in a mentally disturbance. But what is different between those who have this kind of problem in this case? Well, I'm not a doctor, but I can give you an example. For many of them, we say each and any of them who maybe live different. We could say those who actually live with this kind of mental health, who maybe feel bad for whatever they have actually going through over the year. For example, some actors maybe who maybe live public with others, who maybe will be recognized, or maybe work maybe in the, I don't know, not in the local store perhaps. That depends, because not all of them have the income for whatever a regular actor would get. That depends which producer you work for. And the worst part is, every time when you work and you maybe doesn't make a lot of money, but you make few, I don't know, few $100 perhaps, it's more like an income for what you work maybe in a local store, or maybe like a janitor. And those people have put their souls and everything in the film because of this stupid movie director who telling what to do. But here's also the scariest thing. What kind of idea does those producers have? The ideas they lay out and telling you should do this or do that. For example, like hard porn, for example, that's the worst part. I mean, it's different. If you were an adult, that would be another thing. I think in this case, each and anyone choose if they want to do it or not. But for a movie director who may be pleading by saying, please, it could be a lot of money, blah blah blah, that's just, how should I say, a roulette. You maybe have playing that Russian roulette that you maybe, yeah, you maybe get it what I try to say. But here's the thing. The mental health of the actor who actually working day in, day out is the worst part, depending which director you have to do. And the same goes for the producers who never have any idea how the person actually feel. We understand those younger generation maybe didn't have the same act like the new generation today. But here's the thing. With the generation I can understand, with the new title of whatever pleasing all males around. But the question is, does females feeling pleased? No one knows. But even though I would say some of them maybe does it, but some of them doesn't, I'm not related to it because I refuse to watch it. But here's the thing I used to do. Every time when a news reporter talking about porn, I start to realize, what exactly have I heard that part? What about in the school when we were younger and we heard a lot of boys talking about same thing? Okay, few females have done that, but that depends. Some of them maybe would go for that hetero porn, while few females would actually appreciate homosexual porn. But the only sad faction is when it comes to boys who never understand the idea, who literally take it like everything would be the real. That's the biggest question of everything. As I remember, I had questioned few of the boys when I was younger, and all they could give me an answer: please grow up, you're just a man. Will you stop being a sissy or something like that? Well, here's the thing. I used to slam them by telling, are you thinking that this is the right thing to do just because you're a huge man? Of course not. This is not the smartest thing you can do. Besides, this kind of porn as you watch is very dangerous and very, very sexistic. You should treat the female capital as you own equally. Guess what kind of answer I got? You guess it. They could maybe say, for example, you don't know about females, or all this shit they may be watching in programs or whatever some people might say. I mean, the only thing I can think about is the sexism in the past. As a young person, I didn't realize it until I became older. How corrupted our world was because of male domination and all of this kind of prescription, whatever you could imagine. But let me go back to how the actors feel again. Even though we understand few of the actors are pleased with whatever they do, there's still those actors who are not, who have a background of whatever they have going through. With the mental stress, press, and all the shit they have going through, even in the movie. Few of the actors have acting in this way by telling that they refuse. But the worst part is the director never allowed them to breathe for a while. And as you know, for an example, when they maybe go down in the knee and saying, please, if you do this, you're going to get more money in the pocket and what you make. But that's the thing. And then the actor may be acting in a different way by thinking, should I do it or not? Of course she would be disgusted about all this shit. Because even though she heard she will get more payment, how can she trust the movie director about what kind of idea he had? I mean, you maybe have heard about multiply of guys who maybe do this and do that. I don't want to give you in the mind, but some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's really dangerous. But here's also one thing who's still bothering me. What about the health condition? For example, when it comes to guys. As you know, there's sex organs full of shit. I don't know if I can ever mention no one watching their own organ. No, I don't think about women. No. I think about men. Men who doesn't watch their genitals. And every time they do something a sex act. I don't know how many women actually getting infected by those males. Okay, as we know, in many film producers, they always telling the males to watch their genitals before the acting. And perhaps this is what they do now. But in many film actors, they don't. And that's the results of whatever comes and goes. And it is really dangerous. But here's my question. Why can't they use condoms like all the time in this case? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't watch porn. But I read it in Wikipedia about everything I can understand about porn. Be angry about that? Yeah, it is easy for me to get angry because I don't want to discuss about who is right and who is wrong. What I want to at least get to the bottom with whatever I know is that how low can a porn movie director go? But this is not exactly the only thing I have to say. But it is just the part I have in my mind as I know. Anyway, that's all I have for now, but I will come up with part 3 about porn. So, the only thing I asking you all who have visited my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and maybe share if you want. But also click on the notification bells if you want to see me or see me continue to lay up the video, whatever you're thinking of. Alright. I will thank you for listening and have a nice day. Bye.